1 million. It's a pretty cool number. So why do I want to get to like 1 million life points or do 1 million damage? Well, because it's funny. And why not? Basically, I'm gonna take Origami Goddess, which gets to flip coins all the time. If it gets heads, it doubles your attack points. Pretty simple. Well, actually, the way it works is this card itself can flip coins at the start of a phase, and for every heads it gets, it increases its life points, and as long as you keep flipping heads, it keeps going and going and going. But also, any coin which is flipped while it's on the field also counts as a card that can double its attack points, so you're going to see it work in practice right now. But the biggest problem I've seen in the first duel is, well, I need to draw it. Like, you can see the Molchami and the Nova Fairy play into it, but it doesn't really help me get this card out, so yeah. Okay, so I've recorded this bit like 3 times, and when I stop and think about it, I think I was just very, very unlucky in that first duel, but here's how the deck's been built. So we need to have our 3 Origami Goddesses. That has to be done, you know, we just need that. That's the whole point of the challenge. So that's not too bad. We got Max C because if our opponent is playing and we're not going first, we can draw cards. I've tried the more Charmies, but I think Max C is still better in the interim. So, Cup of Aces, this is a pretty cool card, but the thing is, it flips a coin. If it's heads, we summon it to my field, and I draw 2 cards. If it's tails, we summon it to my opponent's field, and they draw 2 cards. High risk, high reward, but I still think it kind of starts my deck in a way. We got Cup of Ace, which is the exact same thing as Cups of Aces, couple of aces, but it's just a coin flip, no summon. I think that's pretty good. One for one. Now this card's pretty useful. If I get this, I can basically guarantee a special summon from my deck of a level 1 monster. And then we got Pot of Desires. I don't really like having this in the deck, but as long as I have multiples, I shouldn't be too unlucky. And also, drawing 2 cards lets me draw 2 other cards, which could draw more cards. So I think it should be in the deck, but used carefully. And then Arcana Reading, I flip a coin. If it's heads, I get to take a card which flips coins. So some combination of this, I think, is the way to do it. Okay, let's move on to problem number 2. Okay, so we've got the 1 for 1, so you'll see me discard a card and get out the Goddess. In hindsight, I could have kept the Cup of Aces and done second coin toss on that first draw, but we are where we are now. So, you can see now, hey, we're getting there now. And I've got like, oh my god, 200 attack points. That is not enough. You know, I love it when you solve the first problem and then you have the second problem come straight away. So, with the way my deck is now, I kind of like my odds to draw Origami Goddess. You know, I'm probably gonna get her out in turn 1 pretty reliably, so I'm happy with this. If I'm unlucky, I'm unlucky. That's just how things go. I mean, this is a coin flip deck, so we know how luck works. The second problem is Origami Goddess starts at 100 attack points, and we need to flip heads in a row. So you flip heads, your attack doubles, times 2. You flip heads again, your attack doubles again, and you draw 2 cards, which is pretty cool. But at any point, if you flip tails, you stop. So you just keep your life points, your attack points. So coin flip number 1, 100. Coin flip number 2, 200, 400, 800. And it doesn't really scale up till you get to like coin flip number 10. But I'm sure you can guess. 1/2 times 1/2 times 1/2. So we're at 1/8 now. 1/16. 1/32. 1/64. Let's keep going. 6400. You know what? I should have done this before, but we're here now, so let's have some fun. We get 1, 2, 800, I think it is. We get 2, 5, 6. Jesus Christ, man. 5, 1, 12. 10, 2, 4, 0, 0. I think that's 100,000 or something along those lines. So basically, I would need like 12 coin flips plus in a row. And that is like, I don't know, 1 over, let's say 64,000. But yeah, not the accurate numbers, but you get it. So here's my plan to kind of solve this problem. I'm thinking of adding some equip cards to this deck. So it's hard to really pick the ones that I want, but I'm thinking Mage Power, that would be a good card to add. Because for every spell and trap I have on the field, I will get 500 attack points. And my deck is most likely a spell card heavy deck with some traps. So that's the way to do it. Acts of Despair might... Okay, we are back to the numbers now, and I've done the maths. If we are starting at 100 attack points, and we double each time we get some heads, we would need to get 15 heads somehow across however many turns we have. Like, you saw with duel number 1, you can flip like 3 heads in turn 1, you can flip like 5 heads in turn 2, you can flip like 3 heads in turn 3, and it does accumulate. But the problem is, will Origami Goddess stay on the field long enough to even accumulate life points? Because any generic trap can stop it, and honestly, with a meta heavy deck you're playing against, SP Little Knight, for example, came up a lot. Apollo, Boral Sword Dragon, they're going to stop you. So you kind of have to find a way to get this in like turn 1. So, okay. So our odds of just flipping coins like this and hoping for no interrupts is like 1 over 3,200, 32,768. Which is, I'm not doing that many duels. Let's be real. So, if we have Mage Power, and let's say our average coin flip now is, I don't know, Mage Power, and we have 3 spells, we're going to get 1,500 life points. Attack points. We can start here now. So, all of a sudden, we don't need to go from 15 coins. We need to get like 11. Alexa, what's 2 to the power of 11? 2 to the power of 11. I should know this. Yeah, of course. Alexa, 2 to the power of 11.
2 to the power of 11 is 2,048.
2,048. That's actually not that bad if you think about it. Still unlikely to happen. Foreshadowing. But I feel like, okay, I can use Origami Goddess, and then I can augment it with a cup of aces. So yeah, I think we're starting to get a plan now. Okay, not a bad hand. You can see that we've put the Mage Power now. And honestly, sometimes you get this streaks where you get a couple of heads in a row, like 3 to 4, maybe 5 to 6. And like, the more it happens, like, I'm like, okay, every 2 heads, I draw 1 card. So we now got like 4 new cards. You can see we're finally at 153,600 attack points, which is pretty cool. But I haven't really figured out what I'm going to do next, you know? And yeah, there goes the Raigeki. So, okay. Yeah. Okay, like, now what do I do? Okay, so I love when you're making a video and you're solving problems and you're like, okay, I've solved the first problem. I've solved the second problem. I'm getting closer to the goal that I've in mind. And honestly, I've proven the principle works. And it's actually not too bad, because you've seen in Duel 1, from turn 1 to 3, I was flipping so many heads because of the volume of coins. You've got your fairy box, your Roulette Dragon. So as long as Origami Goddess can somehow stay on the field, if that happened, I'm sure I can bring my life points. I'm sure I can get the life points, attack points really high. Now, the question is, once we've got here, what do we do? Well, part of me wants to deal like 1 million damage to my opponent, but the other part of me is like, let me see if I can take that to my life point somehow, because that's going to be really, really funny. So, I think it's called Mystic Walk. So, this is a quick play that's really useful. So this card, I contribute 1 monster, and I will take its attack or defense and have that in my life points. So that, I think, is one of the cards I want to do. One of the other strategies that I think could be interesting, could work, is Final Countdown. Which I think somebody else has made a video doing this, but I'm doing it my own way, so that's going to be interesting. So I've seen some videos of people doing it, but I'm like, I want to build it myself, not just copy somebody's thing, even though theirs is a lot more efficient. I'm having fun doing it, my way, and hopefully you enjoy the thing. Anyway, I think 1 Final Countdown will be good, because I don't want to brick, but at the same time, I need to draw it reliably. So I could have 2 maybe, but I think 2 is redundant. Okay, what else I think would be good in this deck is, let's just type in coin. We need cards that flip for coin. So Desperado Barrel Dragon needs to be in here. We need to have a Twin Barrel Dragon as well. We've got to have Dark Sanctuary, Great Field Spell. So you play it, your opponent flips a coin. If they get heads, if you get heads, they lose half the attacking monster's like attack points. If you flip heads, the opponent's attack is negated, and they take life point damage equal to half its attacks. Pretty awesome. Anything else which is good? I think Sand Gambler's pretty good, because you get to toss 3 coins. I think it's Gambler of Legend, actually. Gambler of Legend, where is he? Yeah. You get to flip 3 coins, and if you get 2 heads, you can discard 1 card from your opponent's hand. If you get like 3 tails, well, the effect's not really that bad. You lose your entire hand, so that's not too bad. Second coin toss, we need you. That lets me do a second coin toss once per turn, so this card has to stay. Time Wizard, because why not? And we'll stick some fairy boxes. Now, I'm not relying entirely on fairy box, but if the duel drags on and my opponent doesn't get rid of Origami Goddess, well, more turn on the field, that's pretty cool. So right now, I think we're starting to get a deck that is playable. I also want to add a couple more cards just to kind of balance it out. And that's going to be double summon. If I can find it. Double summon. I can summon more than 1 card. So imagine I have Origami. Let me just do a draw 6 actually. Boom. Awesome. Okay, that's not a bad hand actually. Sample draw. Oof. Okay, +1. +1. Not a great hand, but actually, think of it this way. No, it's a terrible hand actually. Not a bad hand. Not a bad hand. Not a bad. Let's say draw 1, draw 1. Okay, so imagine I play a couple of aces. I get heads. I draw 2 more cards. Well, I've got Origami Goddess and Sand Gambler. What I can do now is play double summon, then summon out both cards. Then what I can do is play couple of aces again. Imagine I get lucky again. We'll draw 2 more cards. Bang, bang. Okay, I can kind of just bring out 2 cards now. So we're getting something which is playing, getting the game moving. Not the best way, but I'm happy with this. You know what? I like this opening hand. I've got a couple of chances to flip and draw more cards, so Let's gamble with couple of aces. All right, first heads, 200 life points, 2 more cards. Now we are, we're getting somewhere. Okay, 1 for 1. It's a pretty good card. Send away the Barrel Dragon. Now we've got 2 Origami Goddesses. Coin flip. Unlucky, you know. That's one of the biggest problems, is you give your opponent like 2 extra cards. Coin. Ugh. I gave my opponent 4 cards, and I tried to use Origami's effect now, so I get to flip coins, each of them, and they. I mean, you just got unlucky. Like, the principle is correct, just this time, really, really bad luck, and I don't see myself stopping a Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Okay, so I've got an interesting first hand, and let's see how this works. Yeah, that was not the best first turn, but I've got a plan with that special summon card. So if that card is destroyed, I think I can summon a level 2, and as long as I have no cards on my field, I can bring out the other 2 Origami Goddesses. So Sand Gambler gets me 1 head, so everything doubles. Pretty cool. And then I've got like 1 more head from first Origami Goddess, so double again. Then Origami Goddess number 2 can try flipping coins. Okay, unlucky, but you know, we're getting somewhere. Origami Goddess number 3. Will you get something? Jesus Christ, man. What? This was just terrible luck. You know, so not great, but at the same time, okay, that's good. Everything else goes up. So sometimes your opponent doesn't kill them, and oh, that's a great draw. I can essentially run this back as many times as I want to if they survive. Like, each turn you get to flip coins until you get a tails, and that counts as a double your life points, which is pretty cool. You know, in hindsight, I think I could have summoned Barrel Dragon and then done 1 more coin flip, but hey, it is what it is. It be what it be. Still, we're at 51,200 life attack points, so it's not a million, but I'm going to take that as the first objective achieved. Alright, this hand doesn't look amazing, but it's playable, you know? Set the mage power, so we've skipped like 4 coins needing to be drawn. Couple of aces, you know, it doesn't give me what I want, but at this point in time, I remember this video, I'm just like doing other stuff on my screen while doing this. I'm like, you know what, let's see what we get. Again, Jesus Christ, my luck right now has not been doing anything. Okay, first coin flip. Alright, not too bad. Second coin flip. Okay. Third coin flip. At this point, I think after the 4th coin flip, I bring most of my attention to this screen now. I'm like, okay, keep going. 5, 6, 7. Like, this was my luckiest set of coins in a row. 8. And then I'm like, okay, what are we at now? 9, 10. And I also get to have more draws as well. So, you know, 10's pretty decent. We're now up to 1,126,400. I do the final countdown, and then I use Mystic Walk. So, yeah. You know it's bad when I need to get a calculator to work out the exact life points I'm on for the rest of this duel. My opponent had no chance. I mean, I've set final countdown, so he's got 20 turns to do like 1.1 million life point damage, or deck me out. But seeing as I've got a deck of like 60 cards, unless they've prepared to deck me out, well, that's not happening. And on top of that, I've got like Super Poly, I've got like Time Wizard, I've got other ways to just like remove Dragoon. So yeah, let's see what they got. I mean, at least my opponent didn't scoop, because that's one of the problems you have when your opponent kind of does scoop, because you can't achieve the aim of the video if they leave quite early. So for final countdown to activate, we need to play like 20 turns, and you can see I've been like doing the maths on the life point damage. Bit by bit it's going down, but it's still at 1 million, and we've got 18 more turns until final countdown hits. So, you know, Time Wizard. What I'm thinking is, if I can draw one of my 3 Super Polys, I'm going to just Super Poly away his Magician of whatever it is, Dragoon. I mean, they're chipping away bit by bit. I mean, they've got what, 17 more turns to do 1 million damage, and even then I'm like, nah, I'm just chilling, because they haven't really planned for this, obviously. But yeah, the moment I get Super Poly, I'm gonna bait them out with the Arcane Reading for Dragoon, then Super Poly Dragoon with Time Wizard. Actually, I might even just activate Time Wizard. I might just summon out a second Origami Goddess. We don't know. Yeah. Magician's Rod is not doing anything, so, you know. I mean, they're making some progress, you know. If this keeps up, they might be able to get me under 1 million life points. 16 turns left. I'm honestly surprised they haven't scooped yet. Like, they might think they have something in their deck which can turn this around. Or maybe they're here for gems or something. I mean, they've got 17,000 life points. Fairy box. I don't even need to activate it, but I'm like, you know what? Let me just let me style on them. Yeah, so not gonna be, that's not gonna go through, but still, I'm just waiting for like a Super Poly to get rid of that Dragoon and just, again, have some fun. Hey, they got a decent board, and they've removed most of my back row. So, yeah. Making progress, I guess. Let's get to it. Alright, so, you know, I'm just sitting, having fun. The biggest smile on my face, and they scoop. To be fair, my opponent did 37,600 damage. If they played another 16 turns, they might have got me under 1 million. So, as usual, if you want to stick around for the song at the end, feel free. If not, hope you have a good day.
Paper bends, the goddess calls. A single flip decides it all. Heads or tails, no in between. Chance unfolds, the unseen. 1 turns 2, 2 turns 4. Power grows forevermore. Stack the odds, watch them climb. Flipping fate, 1 fold at a time. Flip the coin, the world expands. Every choice in folded hands. 1 to 2, then 4 to 8. Exponential seals your fate. Origami wings take flight. Threads of chance in endless light. Fold the past, reshape the now. Future bends, we just don't know how. 1 turns 2, 2 turns 4. Power grows forever. forevermore. Stack the odds, watch them climb, flipping fate one fold at a time. Flip the coin, the world expands. Every choice in folded hands. 1 to 2, then 4 to 8. Exponential seals your fate. 1,000 folds, a single chance. Numbers rise in cosmic dance. 50 flips, the power's grand. 2 quadrillion in my hand. Call it right or lose control. The coin decides, it knows your soul. Once it lands, no going back. One more flip, fade to black. Probability stacks so high, endless numbers touch the sky. Every toss, the stakes increase. Power surging, never ceased. Origami goddess waits, smiling as she seals your fate. Flip again, the die is cast. Exponential grows too fast. Fold the paper, watch it rise. 2 to 10, then touch the skies. Chance and power, hand in hand. Infinite within the sand. Flip the coin, the world expands. Every choice in folded hands. 1 to 2.